5:05. So welcome everyone. This is our photo education showcase. Today's session is a graduate studies info panel discussion. So we have a fabulous 3 panels joining us. I'm going to introduce them in a couple of minutes. But before that, we'd like to begin our session with our land acknowledgement.
We wish to acknowledge this land on which the University of Toronto operates.
For thousands of years,
it has been the traditional land of the Huron-Wendat,
the Seneca,
and most recently, the Mississaugas of the Credit.
Today, this meeting place is still the home to many Indigenous people from across Turtle Island.
And we are grateful to have the opportunity to work on this land.
Okay, so thank you for the land acknowledgement, and I'd like to introduce our panel. So we have 3 panels: Lori McKeon, Shelley Eisner, and Jennifer Davis. So I'd like to let them introduce themselves first. So Jen, would you like to start from you?
Sure. So my name is Jen. I'm the Manager of Career Development Services. As you can see, I'd also like to share that I recently finished my doctorate in education in counseling psychology. Graduated in November 2019. I actually think I may hold the record of being in the last convocation before COVID. So happy to tell you what convocation's like as well. So I studied at OISE. And I'm also happy to talk strategy around how ANCC advises on graduate applications. So thanks for joining us today.
Thanks, Jen. Next, Rory, are you ready?
Sure. Hi, my name is Rory McEwen, and I work at the School of Graduate Studies in the Recruitment and Admissions Office. My job title is very poorly chosen. It makes it sound as though I advise international students, where mostly what I'm doing is I'm advising our different graduate units on international applicants. I've worked in admissions since 2013, and I also have a graduate degree in English literature from the University of Toronto.
Great. Thank you. Shelley, please go ahead. Oh, you're muted. Sorry.
Sorry, thank you. Hello, everyone. I'm Shelley Eisner, and I'm the Campus Graduate Administrator at the University of Toronto, Scarborough. I work in the Office of the Vice Principal, Academic and Dean. I work very closely with all 3 of the UTSC-based graduate departments on our campus, as well as the UTSC affiliated graduate students who are on our campus. Part of my portfolio is also to administer a number of local graduate awards, and I also administer the graduate funding packages for our research stream graduate programs.
Okay, thank you. So we have these 3 panels. By the way, I forgot to introduce myself. So my name is Byung Oh. I'm working as a career strategist at the Academic Advising and Career Center, U of T Scarborough campus. So my job is one of the main duties as a career strategist is seeing students to talk to them about their grad school plan and how to developing their CV and personal statement, all those things. So probably I will see many of you. Okay. So I'm going to moderate this session together with our panelists. Okay, let's get going. So we have 4 major questions we're gonna ask to our panelists, and then after that we're gonna have a breakout room. So each panelist going to stay in one room, and then the students can join each room to ask a question to each panelist. So that's our format. So let's begin. So the first question to all of our panelists: what are the most common mistakes students make when completing application? I'm sorry, I am very sorry. I think that's my second question. I just jumping too early. I'm going back. Sorry, that is my second question. First question, I'm sorry. First question is, what do we need to consider before deciding to apply for grad school? So before applying for grad school, there are many things students should consider even before they making a decision. So what's your advice for this question? How about Rory? Would you like to start from you?
Sure. The first thing I think students should consider is Where would they like to be in 5 years, and where would they like to be in 10 years? And to treat anyone from the university as a good source of information about particular programs, but not necessarily as a good source of information about life. Seriously, try to get a sense of what it is you think you might want to be doing in 5 years or 10 years, and poke around, shake the tree, talk with family, friends, friends of family, family of friends, random acquaintances, anyone who's doing or seems to be on the path that you think you'd like to be on, because they'll give you the sort of outside third-party perspective on how they got to where they're going. If you can't find someone like that, LinkedIn. Go on LinkedIn and find someone who's hiring the person you want to be in 5 years' time, and ask what they're looking for in someone occupying that role. I often get students who come to me thinking that they need a graduate degree to progress in a particular profession, and they find, actually, that's not it's not going to make that much of a difference to that trajectory, or maybe they should be getting a college diploma instead. So basically, do real life research before you start looking at individual university program research. I have lots more to say, but I think it's time to go to the other two first, and maybe we can come back if they don't say what I'm thinking of saying.
Yeah, absolutely. We can probably follow up some of those things that we discussed. So next, Shelley, would you mind going for the next?
Sure. I don't normally deal so much with this side of the house, but I certainly agree very much with everything that Rory said. I agree that students really need to think about what their ultimate objective is, just because graduate school is such a significant commitment, especially like it's a big commitment in terms of time, particularly if it's a doctoral program. It can be anywhere from 4 to 7, 8, 9 years. Depending on the program. And if it's a professional program, it can be a significant financial commitment. So you just want to make sure that you've really done your research in terms of the programs that you're interested in, and of course where you'd like to go, so that you can pick the best program. If ultimately it turns out you should be going to graduate school, you want to make sure that you're choosing the best program to get you where you want to go.
Yes, it is a huge investment. Definitely, we have to think a lot more than just studying. Thank you. And Jen, would you like to give some advice to the students?
Absolutely. And then if I don't hit what Rory wanted to hit, I'm dying to hear what he was going to say. I guess when I work with students who are thinking about graduate studies, especially research-oriented graduate studies, which is sort of the focus for tonight, I often ask students, what are your burning questions? What are those things that keep you awake at night? What are those things that you do extra reading about, not because you have to, but because you're excited about it? What are those things? I'm glad to see Rory nodding. What are some things that you just have to find the solution to? What are the essays that have brought you the most joy? What are the assignments that have brought you the most joy? Those are going to be your targets for whatever kind of graduate studies you're going to want to pursue. And we may get into this when we talk later about personal statements and references and so on. But one of the keys to having a successful application is this excitement about some area of knowledge. Because for a research-oriented graduate program, you are going to go on and be mentored by someone who's going to be called your supervisor. That's a professor who is going to walk you through the process of completing your research. If it's at the master's level, it's called a thesis. If you go all the way to a doctorate, it's called a dissertation. And you want to find a professor who is also passionate about that area of knowledge, or that field of study. So, or discipline is the specific word that we use to describe. It's called a discipline. And you're going to want to find a professor who can do that and agree to be your mentor. Now, sometimes those agreements are secured before admission, sometimes after. We may get into that later. But that match is really, really important. So really, it's that what are those things that just hook you in your field of study? That's what I would say you should consider before applying to graduate school. And if there's nothing, maybe try world of work for a little while. There's nothing wrong with that. Paychecks are wonderful. I'll stop there and see what else Rory wanted to say.
Well, but part of it is a rephrasing of the first point I made, but just really, what are you expecting to get out of this, and what are you prepared to invest in this? Because a one-year master's is not as much of an investment as a PhD, whereas if you're doing a professional master's rather than a research-oriented master's, it's a significant investment in money. And then the other thing is the opposite of what I said before, because it still is important to do research into the program that you're looking at going into. We often find students in the humanities and social sciences, they know they're going to write a dissertation. They don't quite know what a dissertation looks like, which is a shame because all U of T doctoral dissertations are available online from the library. So you can get a sense of what are people working on as projects in the department and in the program that you're looking at. And that can help you determine whether or not it's a good fit. The other thing is that fit is probably more important than anything else. Back when I was very naive, a younger friend of mine was telling me about her graduate school plans, and she was looking at the University of Toronto, and she was looking at, I believe it was the University of Western Kentucky. And I said, great, it's great that you've got a safety school. And she said, yeah, but I'm really ride or die for Western Kentucky because there was a faculty member there with the lab that was doing exactly the kind of research that she wanted to do. So make sure that you're taking a look at fit and how your goals actually fit together with the program that you're looking at.
I hear the one important keyword from all of you panelists is the research. I know the research is a big part of the grad school, but to get into the right program, we need to do a lot of research before you actually getting into it. Thank you. That's such a great, I mean, it's a simple, but we always have to remember this, I guess. All right, thank you. Let's move on to the next question then. Okay, so the question that I was about to go in before. So the question for the next one is, what are the most common mistakes students make when completing application? So application itself is a little complicated for some student. You know, it's not exactly just like coming to the undergraduate program. So you have to go to the one central place you apply. It's not like that. So there are a lot of different things that we have to consider. And then quite often students are making mistakes. Is there any observation you could share, any tips that avoiding this kind of mistake? How about Jen? Would you like to start from you?
Sure. Although I'm curious, especially to hear from my colleagues here, what errors they make. So maybe like Rory did, I'll just give a couple of things and then pass the baton. So the Academic Advising and Career Center, first I will plug us and also plug my colleagues at UTM and St. George, if there's students here from UTM and St. George tonight who are listening in. We are very happy to help students with their documentation. We are also very happy to help students with reading the instructions, which often tell you what should be included in your documentation. So I don't know if I'm stealing anyone's thunder here, but my first piece of advice is to read the website. And remember that these websites were created by people in their 30s, 40s, and 50s. And back when we discovered the internet, because we didn't grow up with it like you did, there were things called FAQs, and we use them liberally. So one of the things to really look for on grad school admissions web pages are things like FAQ, stands for frequently asked questions. We often stick gold in these little pockets called FAQs, which is sometimes often a little corner and not always obvious. So when I say read the website, I mean like really dig around and assume that something is buried, honestly, in a little corner where it's hard to find it. We didn't mean to bury it there. It's not on purpose. It's not a test. But again, we use the web differently. So remember that your audience is not necessarily, we're not necessarily thinking about our audience. Sorry, the website creators are not. So there's my first bit, and I'll pass it
on. Okay, so how about Shelley? Do you have any advice for these matters?
I do have a few things. Again, I would echo Jen just because I think it bears repeating. And I did connect with a couple of the graduate administrators in departments at UTSC today just to see what advice they had. And certainly they echoed that it's really important for students to read through all the material on the website. Normally they put everything together, they try to put everything together in the admission application section. So they do try to make their best, do their best to make it easy for students to find that information. Usually the FAQs are at the bottom, and students need to be cognizant of the deadlines, the supporting documentation, and also go through those frequently asked questions, because the reason they're there is because admins hear those questions over and over and over, and it's their attempt to try to get students the information in a speedier fashion, rather than you having to wait until your question is answered when you send an email or you give them a call. They put the information there because it comes up a lot. Some of the errors that students make is that they use referees' personal emails rather than institutional emails. So that's something that's you have to be aware of. I mean, there are some institutions where they don't have an institutional email. Rory can certainly speak to that, but in most cases, you should be able to provide an institutional email for the referee, who's normally a professor. And as you know, at U of T, frequently they have multiple emails. So it's good to check in and see which of their institutional emails they would prefer that you use, and also make sure that it's okay with them, that you're actually putting them down as a referee instead of them, sort of getting surprised by having this in their inbox. Because as soon as you enter it on the system, they get an email. Also, it helps them to look out for it, because these requests for referees tend to go into junk mail sometimes. So if they know to expect it, then they know to look for it. So that can help to mitigate some problems. Sometimes students will submit a professional reference rather than an academic reference, even though it's an academic reference being requested. In these cases, if they're specifically asking for an academic reference, that's what they're looking for. Sometimes with some professional programs, they'll ask for an additional professional reference, but that does not replace one of the academic references. It's normally in addition to. So students really do have to follow those types of detailed instructions. And then the other thing is when they're talking to their referees, they don't provide information on the program they're applying for. So then the referee is writing a very general letter rather than being able to tailor the letter specifically to the program that the student is applying for. And then the other thing, someone made one other comment. I think it was, uploading the wrong document. That's another one that comes up. If you don't label your documents correctly, sometimes you'll upload the CV twice, rather than uploading the CV and the statement as you had intended. And if you're applying to a smaller program that gets fewer applications, if you're lucky, they might contact you and allow you to make the correction. But if you're applying to a graduate department that's huge, that gets a massive volume of applications, they just don't have the resources to provide that kind of personalized service. And the onus is always on the student to make sure that the application is completed correctly. Thank you.
That's a lot of great tips. Well, I think the reference is also something I heard from the students. They didn't remind their professors this is something that they have to do, and the professor could forget. So it's always like something you have to check, double check, triple check about those processes. Very important.
True story happened to my spouse. His reference never completed his application, and he wasn't checking to find out. So
yeah. All right, Rory, you must have a lot of tips to share.
Just so you all understand, when things go wrong, that's when students or applicants come to me. So I really do see where things go wrong. I'd say the biggest and most important thing that students get wrong is time. Uploading the wrong document, not giving your referee enough time to submit. These are mistakes that happen because students don't give themselves enough time to write and prepare and submit a good application. A good application will have a statement that should be really pointed towards the program you're looking at, not just a general, here I am, I'm wonderful. Your referees need time. They're being asked by dozens, if not hundreds of students for reference letters, probably around the same time that your application is due. So you need to make sure that you give your referees enough time to work on this. And then I'm going to defend our graduate administrators across all of U of T and in fact, all universities, that some graduate units do really have terrible websites. I fully admit this. But even the best graduate unit website has to convey an awful lot of information. You can't convey all the information that's needed for what's required on an application and what are we looking for in an applicant in a 30-second YouTube video clip. There's a certain amount of reading involved. Going along with this, the School of Graduate Studies calendar has not been printed in print since 2016 because it was an environmental crime to do so. This year's edition is literally 1,176 pages. That tells you two things. One is that the calendar has an awful lot of information in it that's really worth reading about your program, but it's not going to be easily summarized. So you need to give yourself time to do that background reading about your program. What it also tells you is that graduate studies at U of T is very complex and varied. Things are going to be different from program to program, and we've heard already that the reference letter needs to be tailored to a particular program. This is very true. A student who's been doing environmental studies in undergrad may apply to a Master of Environmental Science, which is a professional graduate program, or maybe they're applying to ecology and evolutionary biology for a lab-based research program. And their personal statement and their reference letter writers' letters really do need to reflect that difference. So things are complicated. The information you're looking for is available somewhere online, but it's going to take you more time than you think.
I think Rory just summarized those great details that we need to pay attention. Absolutely.
I noticed there was a great question in the chat box here. While we're talking about references, and we didn't mean to talk about references, but we all ended up talking about references. And the question in the chat is, what's the difference between an academic reference and a professional reference? And I wonder if any of our guests would like to take that one.
Yes. Either Rory or Shelley, would you like to just share?
I can take it if you don't want to.
I can jump in on that. They're not as different as you might think, because there are certain things that you simply want to have in any reference letter. But an academic reference letter is going to focus more on your academic and intellectual abilities and achievements. And a professional reference is going to focus more on what I'll call executive functions. So how well you work, how organized you are, how professional you are. But there's overlap in both. You know, if you're applying to a Master of Business Administration and your boss is writing a reference letter, yes, they should be talking about how good and hard a worker you are. But they'll also want to know, how good are you at financial analysis? And that's the same kind of, mental work that we're talking about if you're applying to a research-based program. How well do you know the subject matter? How quickly do you come to grips with new subject matter? I think Jen probably has plenty to add at this stage, though.
No, you summarized it very well, Rory, actually. Thank you. I guess the only other difference I would say is sometimes a program admissions department requires only academic references. That's especially true, I would say, for most research programs. Whereas a professional program might ask for a blend, 1 or 2 academic and 1 or 2 professional together, right? So that they get a bit of a different picture of you. Yeah, that was the only thing I would add. Thanks, Biam.
Shelley, would you like to add anything on top of it?
I don't think so. I think they summarized it really well.
Okay.
The only thing I'd add is that most of the time an academic reference is they're expecting it to come from a faculty at a university, as opposed to an executive who may have a PhD or work in a government research lab somewhere, but normally they're expecting it to come from a university.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I see the students ask me, well, I don't know. Yeah, I don't want to ask too many professors to give me a reference, but I'm gonna asking them. So did you check the request? What did they say? If they said it's a 2 academic reference, then you have to have a 2 academic references. So I think one thing I clearly hear from all of you guys following the instruction clearly, right? Because their website might be not really giving you all those information, then you probably want to ask them a question before you want to make sure. So that's another thing maybe I just want to just add on to it. So just following their instruction clearly, I think is the one key that I like to emphasize too.
We're getting a lot of questions about referees in the chat, and I just want to give a piece of advice that I've run past almost every unit I've worked with, and it's approved across all programs. When you're getting an academic reference, you're balancing out 3 separate things. One is the relative seniority of the person that you're asking, and it's not a shallow or superficial thing. Someone who's taught for 25 years and can say, Shelley really is, you know, one of the top 15 students I've ever supervised in those years, carries more weight than someone who's just starting out. The second thing is how well the reference writer is familiar with your work. And in large courses, it can often be very difficult for the prof to be very familiar with the work, especially if a lot of it's being graded by TAs. As an instructor, I have written reference letters, and as a TA, I have collaborated with professors to add more detail to their reference letters. So you can always do that. And the third thing, of course, is how well did you do when they were dealing with you? Were you in a tiny seminar class but you only got a B, or were you in a large lecture class and you got an A+? But the nice thing is that programs ask for at least 2 reference letters. So you can use that to balance out those 3 factors. If one of them's lacking in one referee, you can prioritize that in another.
Absolutely. I think the students really actually interesting to know more about the references. So maybe in our breakout room exercise, you could definitely jumping into all of this room and asking more detail about these reference questions. Maybe that's a good idea.
But also remember that references more or less confirm what's already there. A strong application, good marks, a clearly worked out research statement, those are the things that are under your control. And make sure you take control of those and do the best you can on all those fronts.
Great. That's a great advice. Thank you, all of our panelists. So let's move on to maybe the next question. Okay, so next question is, how is the research degree different from a professional degree? So basically speaking, when you are considering the master's program, there is a little bit of research-based program or professional training course-based program. So what's the difference? How the students should be recognizing the differences, and how they're going to prepare for their requirement and application process? That's the questions. Shelley, would you mind starting from you?
Certainly. Well, it really depends on the program, to be honest. With research stream programs, different departments take different approaches. So some departments will ask students to find a potential supervisor prior to applying, whereas others will wait until the student is actually enrolled in the program before finding them a supervisor. So students who are interested in the research stream, that's one nuance that they have to be aware of if they're applying to different research stream programs, because even different graduate programs at the University of Toronto that seem very similar can take a different approach when it comes to selecting a potential supervisor or having a supervisor assigned at some point during the doctoral program. That's not an issue when you're applying to professional programs. You're not looking for a supervisor, but there is a slightly different approach because they are tending to look not simply at your academic record, although some students do go straight from undergrad to a professional master's program. They're frequently taking into account things like work experience. And so if you've got something like work experience, especially if you're somewhat, if you meet the minimum requirements, but maybe your transcript is not as great as you would have liked because it was 3 years ago and things were a little bit different for you back then. One way where sometimes you can make up for things with a professional master's program is in the work experience, because that's one of the things that some of them look for. So they tend to be weighted a little bit differently. Whereas if in a research stream program, they'd be looking for, have you had any experience working with a professor at the lab? Did you do anything over the summer in a lab that might translate or show that you've got good potential as a researcher? So because of those differences, another thing you frequently find with professional master's programs is that they incorporate an interview into the application process. So normally students who make it past sort of the first screening, an interview would be next. With respect to the research stream programs, normally, especially if they're a program where they're requiring you to find a supervisor in advance, they're expecting that that faculty member has been having repeated conversations with the students. And so there isn't that same need for the administrators to necessarily, or the admissions committee to have an interview. So the approach is a little bit different.
Thank you, Shelley. I just looking at those chat box, and then the students are a little bit confusing about how they can recognize which one is research program, which one is professional program. So Rory and Jen, Rory, you can go first. Tell us about a little bit about those, how you're gonna recognize these things.
So I'll start off with saying that research-based programs are structured in a very open way. It's about asking questions, whereas professional programs have been tailored as much as possible to help successful applicants prepare themselves for a particular niche in a job market. So at U of T, the way you can easily recognize the difference between research versus professional is our research degrees have a very limited number of different names. You've got the Master of Arts, Master of Science, Master of Applied Science, and PhD, or in case of law, SJD. Those are your research degrees. Anything else, any other degree, will either have a totally different sounding name, like Master of Environmental Science, or it will have additional things added on to that. So Master of Science in Sustainability Management, or Master of Science in Applied Computing. The other thing, though, that you'll get things that are totally different, like Master of Nursing, Master of Engineering, Master of Business Administration. So if it's not arts, science, applied science, or PhD, you're talking about a professional program.
Excellent, thank you. That's a very nice summarizing about those two things. Jen, please share some of your observation about these.
Sure, although I'm not sure if I can explain it more clearly than Rory. My rule that I share is if it's mostly courses, it's probably a professional degree, because as Rory said, where there's research, I know, not always, but if there's an awful lot of courses, there's a very good chance, balance of probabilities, that it may be a professional program, because research programs, as Rory said, require a great deal of openness, because a student's time is going to be divided quite a bit between taking a few courses and doing a lot of work focused on moving their research forward. Rory, do you want to clarify my rule a little bit there?
In a lot of humanities and social sciences disciplines, they've moved away from thesis requirements for master's degrees. So our MA in English, for example, doesn't have a thesis option, but those courses that you're in are super research intensive. The goal in each is to produce something that could theoretically be published as a journal article. So history, English, you'll see a lot of humanities and social science courses or programs that are primarily course-based. If you really want to be sure, look up the tuition fees. Tuition fees for research programs are lower because the university is trying to encourage research, and tuition fees for professional programs are usually higher because students are treating this as a career investment and they're expecting to get real return on what they spend on the program.
That's fair. And a student threw into the chat box here, a lot of research research programs require a thesis. And I would say that is typically true, perhaps not at U of T. But of course, I work with students across, who are interested in institutions and programs across Canada and some in the United States. And I would say it is typically true that there is a thesis expectation, although as Rory noted, some programs are being creative about also preparing students, with research-oriented kinds of activities embedded in the curriculum of the courses themselves. I will say that is more rare across Canada, but maybe it's a trend. Maybe we'll see more of it. That would be cool.
I think we have a many great question and answer for here. So I just want to add one more things here. And then this is actually a segue to my next question. So there is a student was saying to me that there is a similar program. It's from the OEZ. One is Master of Education. The other one is Master of Arts, but their studying is pretty similar, like adult education, something like that. The one major difference she found that is when she applied for the MA, she can get the lots of research grants. She applied MED, there's no such a thing. So it was like, she found a big difference. Probably there are more than that. So I just want to give this to you guys, anyone actually jumping into that distinction between like a similar program, but one is considered as MA, one is considered as MED because of those grants for the research. Is anyone like to just clarify that? Because this is like a close to the funding for the research programs.
Right, but the thing to remember is that that MA at OISE is a 2-year program and does involve a thesis. So it's yes, there are some courses in common that MA students and MEd students may take alongside each other, but those MA students also have a thesis requirement. And the MEd is a shorter program. So that's one where you can just look at the course curriculum and say, aha, that's the difference.
Sounds good. That's a good distinction. Okay, so I'm gonna just moving to the next question, but it's definitely based on my that adds up question. So my next question, and that's our final question. After that, we're gonna go into the breakout room. My next question is, what are the funding resources that students should know? So it's grad school, is a huge investment. It's not that cheap. So how our students should prepare to fund their grad school education? Any resources would you like to share? Shelley, would you mind sharing some of those thoughts?
Sure, no problem. For students who are in research stream graduate programs, the university offers a funding commitment, which is outlined in excellent detail on the School of Graduate Studies website. So basically, it's that students are given up to 5 years of funding. Normally, it would be 1 year master's, 4 years doctoral, but it depends on the graduate unit. Some units have opted to offer the full 5 years at the doctoral level. Some departments do offer more funding than that, but that's not required by the university. So you really do need to take a look at the specific graduate department that you're interested in. That said, students who receive a funding package typically apply for a number of graduate awards. The largest graduate awards and the most prestigious are the federal awards. So those are from the Natural Sciences and Engineering Research Council, the Social Sciences and Humanities Research Council, and the Canadian Institute of Health Research. Next would be the provincial level awards like the Ontario Graduate Scholarship. So students apply for these awards both to have something positive on their CV, it looks good, but also to enhance their funding package. These awards are never held on top of the university's funding package. They get incorporated into the funding package. They become part of it. And it depends on the department how much sort of financial benefit the student gets for the award. It does vary greatly from department to department. And again, this is information that's publicly available on the School of Graduate Studies website. The Faculty of Arts and Science has a lot of great information on graduate funding packages within their faculty as well. So I would encourage students to look at that. For students who are looking for sort of other awards, the School of Graduate Studies does list a lot of graduate awards. They break it down really nicely into master's and doctoral, international. So it makes it nice and easy to find the awards that they administer. So I think that's probably the best resource at the university. Another great resource is Award Explorer. Normally all of the awards at the university, normally, not all, we did find a few that weren't listed there, but generally speaking, all awards at the University of Toronto should be posted to Award Explorer. It can be a little bit challenging to look that up, and that's just awardexplorer.utoronto.ca. The link is posted on the School of Graduate Studies website. It's also posted on the Enrollment Services website. There are a lot of financial resources available, particularly for doctoral students. There's quite a few available for master's students. Unfortunately, there's far less available for students who are in professional programs. So for those ones, students are frequently relying on things like student lines of credit or government-sponsored student loans like OSAP. Professional programs are no longer eligible for the University of Toronto Financial Aid or UTAP's program, but many of those departments have their own awards that are sort of a substitute for UTAP. So those again would be listed on Award Explorer, and for additional information, students can look at the departmental websites, and they're usually outlined fairly clearly there. Yeah, and I think that's most of it.
That's very thorough detail, and I remember that the grad school, the website at the U of T School of Graduate Study has this financial website and has a lot of those awards listed there. Sometimes too many, so I kind of lost there. Seriously,
it can be a little overwhelming. The faculties list a lot of information as well.
That's great.
So you're looking at SGS, Enrollment Services, the faculties, the departments, and Award Explorer.
Okay.
Yeah, before we go on to breakout rooms, I wonder if maybe our guests have one more piece of advice they want to make sure that everybody gets.
Absolutely.
I see Rory has unmuted himself. Maybe we could.
Yeah. So instead of going on another funding question, so anything that else that any one of your panelists would like to add before we go into breakout room, please share your opinion.
Actually,
yeah.
One of what I want to say actually does reflect on funding, and it's going back to my initial obsession at the start of this session with time. Students are often shocked to find out that the award application deadlines are before the program application deadlines. Students have to have their federal applications into their graduate units in September, even if the application deadline is later. The other thing is that award applications also take a lot of time, but they're worth it when you're talking in terms of a $15,000 Ontario graduate scholarship. That's nice money to have. And I'd also encourage you, even if you're only just meeting the award requirements, still apply, especially if you're going into applying to a multi-year program, because that shows the unit that you know how the system works. You know that you're supposed to be applying for external funding. That reflects well on you as having done your homework. And then finally, the question for time is you may want to take time off, build up some savings, pay down some debt. I'm a big fan of time off between degree programs. The one thing you have to do if you take that time off is you have to nail down your references before you take the time off. So when you come back in a year, 2 years, maybe 3 years, they've got a draft of their letter saved for you and they don't have to be reminded of every single detail of your interactions with them.
Thank you. I think that's a really good piece of advice. Jen and Shelley, is there anything else would you like to add before we actually getting into the individual breakout rooms? You good, Shelley?
Just if the program has more than one field of study, or if there are graduate programs you're interested in that have very similar sounding fields of study, just make sure that you're applying for the correct one that you want. Don't assume that it's something that can be changed later.
Oh, that's good. So I guess, Shelley, you've seen that cases. before,
Yes,
yeah.
Rory too.
That's right. Okay,
Oh
Jen.
dear, it earned a face palm. Oh my. So I'd actually just like to address a few things that have been asked in the chat. Fabulous questions here around how do different programs look at my GPA? It depends, which I know is not a satisfying answer, but it really depends. What was the other one? What are the expectations for going on to a PhD? It depends on what program you're applying to. Some assume you will, some don't. So again, doing your homework, asking around, talking to your professors are great resources. I think Rory already recommended that. Talking to your TAs, they're great sources of information about sort of the path that they've walked and sort of how they made the decisions they did. And I'm sure they'll have tips and tricks along the way as well. And along sort of the line of asking people for their guidance, I want to strongly encourage everyone who is applying to graduate school or thinking about it to ask professors, TAs, friends, family, what did you say, Rory? Family of friends, to look at your CV and look at your personal statement, especially if you can get people who are knowledgeable in your field. Again, either even fellow bachelor students, TAs, I mean, professors are ideal, especially if they're going to be your reference anyway. They're probably going to want to see your application in advance. Get them to offer input on your application. AANCC, we are delighted to look at your application. We can't advise you on the content, so, if you're applying to do a master's in biology, that's not my field. So I may not be able to help you with your specific research idea, but I can certainly ask you questions to help you clarify your idea, because if I can't understand what you're saying, there's a good chance that someone else won't as well. So again, just highly recommending that you leverage your existing network here at the university to get feedback before it actually goes in. As Shelley said, sometimes it's very difficult to change a document after you've uploaded. You really only get one shot.
And you actually have a resource you don't know about, because people think it's only open to graduate students. Every August and September, the Graduate Center for Academic Communication runs workshops on writing grant applications. And successful grant applications look an awful lot like successful degree program applications for research programs. And at these workshops, they don't check to see whether you're a graduate student or an undergraduate student. So we have a lot of motivated fourth years sneaking in. They're more than welcome to be there and getting really expert advice on how to write those grant. And because there's similarity between a grant application and admission application, they're also getting really good advice on both. I've also popped in the chat a link to discipline or division specific School of Graduate Studies information sessions. The first 3 weeks of November, we're doing sessions on humanities, social sciences, physical sciences, life sciences, and one general one. So feel free to sign up for those if you want to hear from people from those particular divisions of discipline.
Hey, Rory, could you throw the name of that division that offers those grant writing workshops into the chat?
Yeah, better than that, I will.
I could use some grant writing training myself.
Let me see what I can find for you. Someone else answer questions while I'm finding.
All right. Well, while the Rory is finding that fabulous resources and link, I'd like to just remind everybody, there are a lot of these great information session, workshops that practically helping you even CV and the personal statement development and reference checking and all those things. So please make sure that you visit our further education showcase, the website, which the Adrian actually posted it. And you already know probably this kd8.com. This is a link ee.upt.fes lobby. That's the link you can visit, and you will probably see those information we are sharing because you register it and you're gonna have access to those recording it, and you're gonna visit those exhibition hall that has all those grad school programs are there. And of course, you're actually going to have some contact information for those people you like to contact later on. So I just like to remind you to take a look at that. And I guess, Rory, you just share that link somewhere down there. Yeah, great. Okay. So at this point, we like to move on to our breakout room. So what we're gonna do in the breakout room is we had such a great conversation here today, but you guys have a lot of burning questions. So we cannot answer everything, but I think it's better if we break out into each room. So there will be 3 rooms: Lori's room, Jen's room, and Shelly's room. But I'm gonna just name like that. And you can just jumping into any one of those rooms and then talk to Lori. And then I like to talk to Shelly, and then move to the Shelly. I like to talk to Jen, you move to Jen. So next about 35 minutes, we're gonna go into these breakout rooms. So I think if the tech host, are we ready to moving in? Yes, breakout room is just opened up. So you can choose any room you like to get in, and please go ahead. And we will come back, and then we just have to wrap up.
If anyone is having any issues joining,
to all our panelists, and then I believe everybody enjoyed our conversation. So thank you so much. I think if they